This is a sports catastrophe production. Hey there, Heather, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another sports catastrophe birthday boy. And I know the old saying, the birthday boy or girl has to be alive. Well, I couldn't find anyone for July 9th that was alive, other than O.J. Simpson, but that was last year. I gotta do it this year. So anyway, Clarence Campbell was the third president in the NHL in history. And he took over, and he was president slash, well, you can gotta say commissioner for 31 years. And Gary Bettman, unfortunately, is getting close to that mark. Till 2024. So anyway, Clarence Campbell was the third president ever. The first president of the NHL was, and the names, I am so shocked I don't even know. So anyway, the first president, oh yeah, Frank Calder. So Frank Calder, for which the Calder Trophy is named for, was the first president for 26 years. And then he died, and then Red Dudden, who used to run the New York Americans, came in for 3 years, and then Clarence Campbell came in. Clarence Campbell was born in Alberta. And he actually was a key official. So Campbell was a referee in the NHL from 1933 to 1939. He actually officiated some games, including the game in 1937 that's Howie Morenz, the legendary Montreal speedster and goal scorer, actually had his leg broken by Earl Siebert of Detroit, when his foot got stuck in the boards and he got crushed. All that. Campbell even refereed a match between the Montreal Maroons and the Boston Bruins, which Dick Clapper used to stick on a player. Angry at Clapper's actions, he called it a profane name, and the defenseman knocked Campbell to the ice. Campbell actually knew that he provoked him, so in his report, he gave a report on Clapper saying that, Clapper hurt him because he did say some bad stuff. So President Frank Calder gave Clapper a fine. Campbell lost his referee job in 1939 when he failed to call a worse penalty against when Red Horner of the Leafs was struck by a stick and he was really bleeding. All that. Conn Smythe, the Leafs owner, said he should not be rehired, and the league agreed. Anyway, Frank Calder, who was the president, said that Campbell could work in his office, and it was basically Calder grooming Campbell to be his main man. But World War II broke out, and Clarence Campbell went into the army. He became a lieutenant colonel and was part of the Nuremberg trials. But it was actually untrue in 1974. He was actually appointed Queen's Counsel and was one of the prosecutors at several trial courts of Nazis for crimes against humanity. With Calder dead and Campbell being overseas, Red Dudden was president, and Red Dudden did not want the job. So after Clarence Campbell came back after his military career ended, Dudden resigned. Clarence Campbell was known for many things, including expelling Billy Taylor and Don Gallagher from the NHL for betting on games. Both of them actually ended up being reinstated in 1970. One went back to hockey in a coaching, I think a scouting capacity. One said, fuck you. But anyway, yeah. As league president, Clarence Campbell, of course, we all know the one major thing to do with Clarence Campbell was that he was best remembered for his role in the Rocket Richard riots of 1955, when he suspended Rocket from every regular season and playoff game left in the 1955 season. Some said that Campbell's actions were derogatory towards French Canadians and all that. Now, Rocket Richard did deserve the suspension for what he did to hurting Hal Laycoe of the Bruins and linesman Cliff Thompson. So Campbell basically was a dead duck. And I'm not going to go into so much detail about the Rocket Richard riots because I did it on this day about it. Just check it out, Sports Catastrophe Rocket Richard riot. Basically what ended up happening was that Campbell decided to go to the Montreal game against Detroit on St. Patrick's Day in 1955. Fans were not too happy. A lot of people said Clarence Campbell was just basically being brash and all that. They attacked him. Tear gas was set off, and the game was forfeited to the Red Wings. So yeah, Montreal fans saw that he was a prime example of the English-Canadian elite opposing the French-Canadian majority. Oppressing, pardon. Now, of course, that kind of did lead to the Quiet Revolution in Quebec. And many English organizations leaving Montreal, but only after Bill 101 was introduced in 1977. Clarence Campbell did have problems with Rocket Richard's behavior before 1955, so that was it. So Campbell was in the league when the league decided to expand from 6 teams all the way to 1977 to, 18? Was it? Yeah, 18 teams by the time he left office in 1977. So anyway, Campbell was elected to the Hockey Hall of Fame in 1966, and he actually worked 18 hours a day in his office because the NHL was kind of small back in the day, but he did what he could. In fact, Campbell was actually named So Campbell had one of the conferences named after him when the league realigned in 1974, the 4 divisions. So yeah, the Campbell Conference, which is now the Western Conference, was there and all that. The Campbell Bowl is still awarded to the Western Conference champion. And this year it was Colorado who won the Stanley Cup. Unfortunately, Campbell had a lot of problems. He actually was charged with bribing Senator Louis Giguère in the Sky Shop scandal, which was like, what the heck? Why would he bribe a senator? He was convicted, the NHL did pay his fine, and he didn't have to go to jail because of his age. But Campbell was getting very sick and all that by the time he was done in 1977. The Sky Shops scandal. Man, that is kind of weird and all that. So the Sky Shops thing happened with Louis Giguère. In 1976, he was accused of making a $92,000 profit in the Sky Shop scandal for the timely purchase and sales of shares in Sky Shops Limited. Influence peddling. Profiting from influence peddling to reverse a 1972 government decision not to renew its concession to operate duty-free shops at Montreal's airports. It was alleged that 2 businessmen involved with Sky Shops, one of them, Clarence Campbell, offered Giguère the money in exchange for assistance in lobbying government officials to overturn the decision to end the concession. But Giguère did not go to prison because lack of evidence. So yeah, so it's weird how Clarence Campbell's career ended in a political scandal. But anyway, it's hard to say that Clarence Campbell was a bad person. Yes, he did wrong with the Rocket Richard thing, but yeah, he had to suspend him. He was sending a message that, no players above the league. I mean, I understand his philosophy, but basically, in a political tournament of French and English Canadians in Montreal, there was problems. So anyway, Clarence Campbell was an icon and all that. Amazing how he would work through all the turmoil of the expansion clubs in 1967, especially California and Pittsburgh having to deal with multiple owners and almost folding or relocating. Well, the Golden Seals did relocate in Campbell's last year as president to Cleveland, but still. The things this guy did, he is very underrated. And he helped the multi-NHL. What more can you expect? Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.